I would like to congratulate you. You're the first person to appear on the Sacred Grounds podcast that has been dunked on by Michael Jordan. As he's bearing down on you and you're down 10-1 and he's coming at you to end of the game, what happens?
He goes, his signature thing, the Nike,
And
the logo, right?
And what are you thinking?
And then he goes,
and what are you thinking?
I say, oh, my fuck.
Can we just put that on loop, please?
Yeah.
Well, everybody, we're back for episode 15 on the Sacred Grounds podcast featuring Robby and Uncle Paulie. I'm your host, Robby Smikowski. As always, pleased to be joined by Paul Hogan, our guest this afternoon. Pretty damn cool. 1997 American League All-Star, 11-year Major League Baseball player, coached for decades after that, and a great guy and a great friend.
And a world champion.
And a world champion, Joey Cora.
Drop the mic.
Yes. Yes.
Right there.
What's that like? World champion Joey Cora.
World champion and all-star. Yeah.
1997 All-Star.
It's great.
What's it like hearing that? Major League All-Star, World Series champion.
It feels good. It feels good. I think, first of all, thank you for the invite here.
Yeah.
I mean, I came for so long way to come here to do this for you.
Yeah, 5 minutes from home.
But, yeah, it feels great. That's, you play the game. I mean, a lot of people say you play the game for fun and, to whatever. You play the game because you're getting paid. That's no BS on that one.
No doubt.
Second, you play to win championship. If you're in a team, you want to get together and win championships. And not too many people can say that. I mean, how many players in the big leagues in the history? What is it? Almost 25,000, something like that, I guess.
Right? No, it's somewhere around 25,000.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't even fill half
in the history.
Right.
Just in the last couple of years, you could have filled half a stadium full of every player in the history of Major League Baseball.
And then how many of those can say that they won a world champion and they were all-stars? I mean, and then it puts you back because I'm 5'7", 150 pounds.
Yeah.
And you say, how in the world did I
get
that
than
done?
half. Less than half.
It can't be many.
So
Yeah.
it feels great. And I mean, I'm not trying to be, bolster or whatever it is, but
Why?
it is what it is.
Bolster.
It is what it is.
Bolster away.
It's a fact. So
The other thing too, Hogan, I don't know if
Yes.
you know this, Joey Cora, he's from Puerto Rico, played his college baseball at Vanderbilt University.
I did know that.
He's in the Vanderbilt University Hall of Fame.
And I did know that too.
And
That's pretty cool.
So Vanderbilt University Hall of Famer, Major League All-Star, World Series champion.
yeah.
How do you get from Puerto Rico?
And a husband and father.
And well, obviously, Joey and Kimberly, your children. Kimberly's
Correct.
older, Joey's younger. Your wonderful wife, Kyria.
Correct.
And the shirt you're wearing, can we get a shot? Just show that Cora Foundation. Move it over from the mic right there. You see that right there? The Cora Foundation. We're going to talk about that. And you and your wife, Kyria, it means a lot to you. We're going to get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But when I say Vanderbilt University Hall of Famer, Major League Baseball All-Star, World Series champion. You were the third base coach on the 2005 Chicago White Sox, which, did you know the Pope was at Game 1? Did you ever know?
Game two.
Was it Game 2?
Game 2. And I didn't know until recently, when he became a Pope.
And I asked you about
less
it.
than a year, right?
Put you in my book talking about it.
And then all of a sudden he said, wow, no wonder we swept them. And Houston had a great team.
Yeah, they did.
And if you pay attention to how that series went, we swept them. We won 4 games straight, no doubt. Okay, we swept them. All the games were one-run games. All the games could have gone the other way. Very easily, Houston could have swept us. But we had the guy, in the stands. So
The guy.
They had the ultimate blessing.
we didn't know at the time why these things were happening.
You know that, Robby, that was the closest, and correct me if I'm wrong, that was the closest World Series ever played. Even though you might look at that and say, wow, the White Sox swept them 4 games to none, it was only 6 total runs differential in all 4 games.
Yeah. No, it was.
So it was just a great series.
It was well played, well pitched. Execution was great. They were, again, they got swept, but they were this close to be world champions.
What's the difference between winning and losing? In that, in the World Series with the whole world watching.
Little details, one play here, one play there, one bunt here, one base running here. and one reliever getting the key out. You know, you're always going to have your starters. That series, I mean, it was Roger Clemens. It was Andy Pettit. It was Jose Contreras.
Brad Lidge.
It was, Mark Burley. You know.
Biggio,
come
Bagwell.
on, man. Yeah, Biggio, Bagwell. Yeah, I mean,
why am I drawing a blank? Biggio, was the big Puma there? Berkman?
Bergman was there. Yeah, we didn't pitch to him. That was the big difference because that guy was hot coming in the playoffs, and at the beginning of the series, he was getting hits left and right. And then Ozzie decided, this is it. You're gonna go to every time we pretty much treat him like some people treat Ohtani now. You're going to first. That's it. Barry Bonds. And that series, he didn't get an at bat with man on base. We didn't let him. I mean, somebody else was gonna have to beat us. And Ozzie did a great job saying, no, that's it. Take it to the house. Even with man on base or with man on first base, no, we're not gonna pitch to you.
Well, you mentioned Ozzie Guillen, and I absolutely love Ozzie Guillen. I think he should have his own reality show. That's how colorful I think this man is. What was it like playing for him?
Coaching for him, I played
with
him.
I meant to say coaching alongside him. Yeah.
Well, first I played with him.
Okay.
You know, he was the shortstop, which is one of the things that people don't realize. He was a hell of a shortstop. He was a hell of a player.
Oh, he was good.
He was a hell of a player.
Joey Cora was a hell of a player. But Ozzie Guillen,
he was a
that man
tremendous
could play some
player.
shortstop.
Yes, he could. Yes, he could.
He was good.
He was a hell of a player.
Oh yeah.
And then he became a manager, and he became the character, I guess, as a manager. You know, that people know now.
Yeah.
You know, and he was a hell of a manager too. He was ahead of his game, ahead of the game when he started managing. He was doing stuff that managers do now, but he was doing it then without the help of a computer or analytics. He was way ahead of the game, and that's why. And the one thing that he always did well was communicating with the players and the coaches, and people wanted to play for him, and they play as hard as they could for him. And the coaches, we were there, you know, coaching the best we could because of him.
You know, I told you this when you were coaching. When I first met you guys, probably over 10 years ago. And I remember a famous quote Ozzie said. And I love people that are just brutally honest in the media.
Yes.
They're my favorite kind of people because you get the truth. You might love them, you might hate them. But I remember one time, Gordon Beckham, who had a hell of a career, he was struggling in the big leagues. Mm-hmm. And Ozzie was doing his media availability, and a reporter asked him, you know, Gordon's struggling right now. And he said, are you thinking about sending him to AAA? And Ozzie's like, AAA? You think I'm going to send Gordon Beckham to AAA the way he's struggling right now? He should be in single A the way he's playing. like only Ozzie could say something like that and still get guys to play for him. Why was he so honest?
He made it real. He made it real. I mean, Gordon, maybe you took it one way, saying, man, that was brutal. But Gordon probably took it as a joke and probably relaxing a little bit, and then he became a pretty good player after that anyway.
Well, speaking of Ozzie Guillen's brutal honesty, that came out in 2006 with the World Baseball Classic regarding A-Rod. I was wondering if you had an opinion on the world.
Give us the context.
Yeah.
The context was A-Rod said he wasn't going to play in the that's the inaugural World Baseball Classic.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I find to be more entertaining than the Major League Baseball playoffs. I love every moment.
I love the WBC.
It is. WBC is awesome.
He coached Puerto Rico. We'll talk about that, too.
Yeah.
WBC is
I
awesome.
can't wait to talk to him about that.
He was third base coach on Puerto Rico this year.
I know. And so A-Rod, in 2006, he originally said, if I play, I'm going to play for the Dominican, for his parents. And then he said, I'm probably not going to play at all. And then in the last second, he said, I'm going to play for the Americans. I was born in Manhattan. And then Ozzie Guillen said he called him a hypocrite, and he went off on A-Rod for not playing for the Dominicans and the Americans instead. And I loved Ozzie Guillen for that. He retracted the next day. He said, I should have never thrown the first punch on that. So he retracted the next day, took it back. But I was wondering if you had an opinion on not only A-Rod playing for the Americans, but on the selection of the countries that people play for.
That's a personal decision.
Sure.
I mean, because the World Baseball Classic, like I said, I love it. Every minute.
It's great baseball, Joey.
And it's unbelievable.
I watch every pitch.
And the intensity in that tournament is off the charts. I mean, not even that. And I've been in a World Series, I've been in All-Stars, I've been in playoffs. WBC was different. I was just coaching. I would imagine the players, but the intensity of that tournament is incredible.
And this is just what we see on TV. I can't
No,
imagine being
no.
in the stands in
It was
Miami.
unbelievable.
I'd love to get on the Miami.
You remember a couple years ago was Dominican, I believe, against Venezuela, and that place was sold out, Lone Depot Park in Miami.
yeah.
No.
Why
it's
does
different.
the WBC mean so much?
Because your nation, your country. It's that simple. You grew up as an American. You USA. You grew up in Puerto Rico, and you can ask Lindor. Francisco Lindor is the one. When he was born in Puerto Rico, he grew up in Puerto Rico until he was like 12 years old, and then they took him to Florida to go to school and play baseball and get better, whatever it is. But he knows he's from Puerto Rico. And then when you ask him the WBC, he absolutely loves it. He said, Joey, this year he wanted to play this year. He has played before. This year he couldn't play because he had surgery, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And recently he was here, and I talked to him. He said, man, I missed it. Because there, it's like you're free to do whatever you want. You see the big backflips and
Yes.
everybody doing all the kind of gestures. They feel free to do whatever they want. And the players love it. They say, finally, I can do what I was doing when I was playing Little Leagues. It was free for all. There's no unwritten rules that you can't walk to first base. You can't walk the whole way when you hit a homer. You see everybody when they hit a homer, the whole team goes to home plate.
Oh, yeah.
Not the game winner. A homer in the second inning. The whole team is at home plate, high-fiving. You do that in Little Leagues. You don't do that in the big leagues. You don't see that here unless he's a game winner. And they love it. The players absolutely love it. They feel like free. I can play nice, relax, and do whatever I want.
Now, did you feel that with the fans as well?
Oh,
because
man,
you could see that on TV.
We had an opportunity to play the first round in Puerto Rico, and it was unreal. I mean, the electricity at the ballpark before the game start, after the game is over, during the game, it was amazing. It was unbelievable. And then we play all the games in Puerto Rico were close, and one of them we won by a walk-off homer. And you can feel the island. It was like an earthquake. You could feel that. Wow, what the hell just happened?
I love it.
And I'm talking right now. I feel it. It's the intensity, the emotion in that tournament is different from anywhere. You can see that this week when they started the Little League World Series. That's when you see it. And those kids are 11, 12 years old.
And you coach third base.
And I coached third base this year.
Who hit that walk-off for you?
Hernaiz. He plays for Sacramento. He's been a little big.
Hernaiz, with the Oakland A's. Yeah. Hernaiz, that's right. I forgot.
He's been up and down with Oakland.
Third baseman, right?
Like
infielder.
Infielder.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And he hit the homer, and I'm one the third base that I give you the hand and you keep on going. I was jumping with him, I embraced him down when he came to third base, and it was in Puerto Rico, and the whole island went nuts. Oh. And we went to Puerto Rico, all that kind of stuff, and every country feels that way.
What was the rest of the night like after you won?
We don't remember. We don't remember. We don't remember. It was that wild. We don't remember. The celebration was wow. Not only we won that game, we qualified for the next round. So it was like, let's go. And then the way we won, that you can. I don't think you can match that here in the States.
Robby, listen to this. He coached third base this past World Baseball Classic. Listen to these other coaches on the Puerto Rican team. Yadier Molina. Okay?
Yeah. He was the manager.
All right. Sandy Alomar Jr.
Yep.
Edgar Martinez, the greatest doubles hitter to ever live. I mean, how about just those four names, and then you had Joey Cora.
Tell you one thing about that, and it kind of changed.
I mean,
imagine being a player. Imagine being Darryl Hernaiz walking in that clubhouse.
Into that room and seeing these
and there's
people.
Edgar, Joey. Who else you say?
Sandy Alomar.
Sandy Alomar Jr.
Yeah.
Edgar Martinez.
Yeah.
And then for a young player to walk in and just see these legends.
Juan Gonzalez, by the way, he's one of the most underrated players in the history of the game. Juan Gonzalez, 2-time MVP.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Numbers of the charts.
Juan gone.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was part of that.
The GM was Carlos Beltrán, Hall of Famer. And the guys that were, helping us, Ivan Rodriguez, Carlos Delgado, Robby, Alomar. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
One thing that he kind of, changed me a little bit, or I don't know how to say it. The word doesn't come up to me right now. Is that the unity on that coaching staff?
Camaraderie.
Here we go. That's it. The
Yeah.
whole coaching staff.
Yeah.
I have never been part of a coaching
Yeah.
staff like that.
Really?
No.
Why is that?
No
Why?
egos.
What makes you say that?
No egos. No
Really?
egos. Everybody knows these guys were unbelievable players. I mean, big time. I mean, we're talking best of the best.
Yeah.
No egos. All they wanted to do was help. And if I happen to have a question, I'll ask Edgar or ask Sandy. Sandy asks me, or Sandy asks Carlos Delgado. Or Beltrán comes to us and talk to us. Ivan Rodriguez talked. It was amazing. Everybody was unified, and you don't see that this day and age. You don't see that. You see a lot of coaching staffs that the coaches have agendas. They want to be managers. They're looking to be a manager, or they're looking to undercut at somebody else, or they want to keep on moving. And this staff, all we wanted to do was win, help the players, and not only help the players as baseball players, but one thing that all these guys, they're good people. They were great players. They're great players. But these guys are good people. And they wanted the players, the young players in the Puerto Rican team, to be good people.
Yeah.
And that mattered to us a lot.
Yeah.
That's one of our big objectives, of one of the best things that we wanted to do was try to help these guys to be good people.
I don't think you could find a major league player to describe the playoffs the way he just described the World Baseball Classic.
No, I don't.
This one, I'm telling you, I have my reservations going. I always thought, dang, I don't know about
Why are
this.
you hesitant to go?
I don't know, because there's sometimes that you on this type of teams, you see a lot of gossip about people trying to undercut or whatever. And then at the very end, Alex Sintron was there too, which is a great
He had a
great
good
coach.
career. Yeah.
Very good. And then
He's a bench coach where, Cintron?
he was a bench coach on our team. He's working with Texas Rangers. And he came, we went to, he was working with Houston last year.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And he was the one who said, Joey, man, you have to do this. I said, I don't know, man. I mean, in the middle of spring training, I don't want to have into the... He said, Joey, you have to do this. I talked to the player. He said, Joey, you have to do this. Then Edgar talked to me, you have to do this. Sandy, you have to do this. So I said, okay. Juan Nieves, he was there too, which is unreal guy.
Juan Nieves threw a no-hitter in the big leagues.
Yeah, he was
no slouch.
So this staff, I mean, the people on this staff, Jose Rosado, pitcher for Kansas City, great pitcher too, all-star too. And so they all talk to me. You have to be. Beltrán talked to me. He said, Joey, we want you on the staff. You're in the big leagues. You're a third base coach. You're a pretty good third base coach, whatever, you can help us. And then I just said, oh, man, I don't know. And then AJ said, Joey, you want to do it? You should do it. This is probably your last shot at doing it. Every year they invited me, every year. Every tournament, and every tournament I said no, which is, and then looking back, I said, man, I should have done it before. But then they convinced me to do it. And then once the first day happened, I know we play in Fort Myers, the first exhibition game, or the first practice. We all, like you said, we all walk in the clubhouse. And when you saw that, you say, oh, man, this is different. Oh, wait a second. I didn't expect that. And you saw all the players, and all those players looking at us as coaches. And then you saw Edgar right here. Sandy, I know Sandy for a long time.
Yeah.
Sandy, Juan Nieves, Juan Gonzalez, all those guys say, whoa, wait a second. What is this? We went out there to practice, and you saw the intensity of Yadier Molina look intense, the coaching. And he's the manager. He's coaching big time here. He's into it big time. And Edgar into it. And Beltrán, he's a GM. He's dressed like this, but he's into it too, talking to the players and stuff. Delgado, all those guys say, whoa, man, this is different. I had never, ever seen anything like this. And I coached in the big leagues for 20 years. And I've been in great coaching staffs. Never, ever anything like this.
I want to ask you about Yadi. fiery guy.
Big
We
time.
know he doesn't take any shit from anybody. He's always like that as a player. Yadi was a motherfucker. Like,
Oh, you
to
can say
play-
that's
like-
right. You can say you can curse
Yeah,
here. That's
yeah.
right. My bad.
Yeah, Yadi was, man. I remember one time
I never knew this about
I
him.
was
mean,
I was walking with Ray Searage one time. Me and former Pirates pitching coach Ray and I were walking out of the tunnel one day, and it was a travel day. So we were leaving. So to get to the bus area, you had to walk past the visitors clubhouse at PNC Park, right by where 24-hour security is, and that's where the buses are. So I just happened to be walking along the tunnel with Ray, and about 15 feet ahead of us, Yadi comes walking out, and he's ahead of us. And he looks over, he taps me on the shoulder. He's like, oh, what I would give to have that guy on my team. Like, everybody loves Yadi, loves him. But it's almost like when you see him as a player, it's almost like it's hard sometimes for these great players to realize. Wayne Gretzky dealt with this too when he was the head coach of the Coyotes. They can't do what he did.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating to them as a manager, like, Yadi, these guys aren't as good as you were. Like, they can't do what you could do. Gretzky, these guys can't, they don't see the ice like you saw the ice. How did Yadi handle that?
Great. And I really I was surprised because he was coaching and he's down to earth anyway. You know what I mean? He doesn't have an ego.
Yeah.
He got pride on what he does. That's difference for have an ego.
And what was his demeanor? What was his demeanor?
He was
like?
intense. He was intense.
As a manager, I'm talking about.
No, he was intense. He was intense. He wanted things done the right way or the way that he wanted it to get done. Boy, man, he asked me, he asked Edgar, he asked everybody, what do you think about this? So he involved everybody, was involved in every decision that he made during the tournament while he was the manager, which is, a guy like him, sometimes you say, no, I know it all, and I don't need you. Just hit your ground balls or catch third base and shut up. I'm going to make the decision. He wasn't like that at all.
Dude, we could talk about the WBC for an hour straight.
We sure
We
could.
have so many
No
things.
doubt.
This is
It
it is such, Joey. It is I make sure it is appointment viewing. I try to never miss a pitch of the WBC.
We'll be going to it for sure.
It's
You're talking about Yadi, and I know WBC. Let me step away from that one second.
Yeah.
At the end of his career, he was still playing with St. Louis. Was still coaching for the Pirates.
yeah.
And then one day,
We were there. We were there the last game they honored him. Remember that?
No, I was with the Mets.
That's
But one day, Shelton said he was the manager with the Pirates at that time. He said, "Joey, man, I would love for Yadi to talk to our catchers." And I said, "Well, you see Yadi, he's playing for them,
Right.
I don't know if we want." And so I'll ask him, So we played a day game. And I called Yadi the night before. I said, "Man, you can do this. This is the last day of this that we were going to play them. After that, we weren't going to play them anymore." Said, "Yadi, I don't know if you go cool with this, but our manager wants you to talk to our catchers." At the time was Stallings and somebody else. I don't remember the other catcher. Young catchers that
Stallings won a Gold Glove.
I mean, you can help, and you talk a little bit about catching, all that stuff. He was supposed to play that day, by the way. He said, "Sure, man." I said, "Well, okay." So it's a day game. I said, "Well, about 9:00 in the morning." I said, "Sure, I'll be there." So he stayed. They stay where they stay at the Fairmont, and he walked over, and he started talking to the catchers like everything, and they asking questions, and he was answering like, "This is what I do. This is my training. This is how I call pitches. This is how I block. This is my relationship with the pitches. This is how I prepare every day." I mean, it was like an hour and a half of teaching guys how to be a big leaguer, a big league catcher.
How often do you think that happens? I would say it's very rare.
I don't know,
Me
but
too.
I think that people were kind of intimidated to ask him to do it, because of the way he projected.
His
They
stature,
said,
yeah.
"I don't know, wait, no way I'm going to ask this guy, he's going to play against us in 2 hours. He ain't going to do it."
What did you say to Shelty? You said, "Shelty, okay, I asked Yadi, he's going to do it."
And then they were kind of surprised, but they were happy. He said, "Okay," and he was there. And Shelty was there. Mike Ravella was a catching coach. Glenn Sherlock was there too. He was everybody in one little room, and they talked for an hour and a half. And they were asking questions. He was answering big time. And then he came back. He got dressed. boom, and he went to play the game.
You imagine that,
against us.
Hogan? Hey,
So he didn't mind that he was going to play against us, and he was trying to beat us. Right out. Obviously in an hour and a half, he was trying to beat us.
well, I mean, Yachty at that point is already going to the Hall of Fame. I mean,
Oh,
it's
no,
not like they're
no,
going to
no
absorb
doubt.
what he said in 3 hours and
Yeah, but no
4
doubt.
hours and go beat Yachty's ass with
Yeah,
it. You know?
but
Like,
maybe he would have done it after the game.
yeah.
But before the game, he was nice and cool.
Can you imagine? Like, do you just envision that? Hey, can you? I know you're the opponent. Can you come and just talk to my guys a little bit? Help them learn a little bit.
Yeah, he was
Like-
he was very cool.
But if
and-
you're fit, like, I don't know what to even make of that. Like, that's amazing. That says a lot about Yachty.
And to this day, you can ask Stallings and Robello and Shelby about that meeting. That they remember that meeting. They remember every word, and they took notes, all that stuff about catching, and they really appreciate it. And I said, well, that's good. That's when you say, man, this guy is different, and in a good way. Because sometimes people project themselves different.
Yeah.
Like that, man, he's a tough guy. There's no way you don't talk to him or whatever. Ooh, whoa, no. But when you approach him the right way, he said, yeah, I'll help you. I'm not scared to share my knowledge. I know I'm good at what I do. You're not going to be better than me at what I do,
Right.
but I can tell you what I do.
Right.
You might try to do it the way I do it, and you might get good at it, but I'm the best at the end of the day. That's what he's saying. I'm the best at it. So
He's unbelievable. He's one of the greatest catchers in the history of baseball.
He is. And
There's no doubt about it.
And I remember just watching all the games he was on Sunday Night Baseball. Johnny Miller he would just laugh every time somebody would try to steal. It was great. It was great.
he told him to go.
You talked about his preparation. When you were in Seattle, people might not know this. Joey Cora hit 300 in 3 straight seasons. I think 4 seasons there, and if not 300, 297, 298. So, what was your preparation when it came to hitting?
I hit 300 one year,
That was,
and it was right on the nose.
but
I remember
but
because
let's
that-
not discount the rest. You were 297.
Yeah, well,
290.
but that year, it's because I wanted to get to 300, and that was my goal the whole year. From the all season, and I tell you right now, then people, the power of the mind. That year, the whole off season was 300, 300, 300. Every workout, 300. Spring training, 300, 300, 300. And I go to spring training. I had a good spring training. I play every day. All-Star game. I made the All-Star. But in the All-Star, I was hitting like 3 pretty good.
Yep.
And then after the All-Star game, he went down like this. Woo, I hit like 260 the second half. But I came to the last game of the season, and I was there 300. He was
On the dot.
300 on the dot. And then Lou said, Joey, what do you think? I think I got one at bat to, leeway. One at bat.
Didn't matter if you made it out.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, one at bat.
For those out there don't know, maybe the younger generation, the Lou he's talking about is Lou Piniella.
Lou Piniella, yeah.
One of the greatest managers also.
Should be an All-Star. It should be, it should
a
be
Hall of Fame. How
Should be Hall
Lou
of Fame.
Pinnella's not in the Hall of Fame is
That
ridiculous.
It is bad. So he comes to me, in the morning. That's the day game, and he said, Joey, this is what you got. You're hitting whatever 3-0, 3-0-0-1, whatever it was.
Yeah. So one at bat. If you
And
made
you
it
got
out,
one
you're
at
still
bat.
there.
You got one at bat. You got one at bat. You go 0-4, you're gonna hit 300. I said, oh yeah, good. And hopefully I get a hit. I can keep on playing. Now, of course, I didn't get hit the first at bat. And he said, well, Joey, you up. But the power of your mind, you train your mind to be 300, 300, 300, and that's what you're gonna get.
You took another at bat.
No, I didn't. No.
not
There's
after
no way I was going to take what. But I'm saying that, I was hitting way over 300. But your mind saying, no, your goal is 300. It's not 350 or 340. It's 300. That's where you want to end up. 300. You train yourself to hit 300. You didn't train yourself to hit 320. And it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I said, man, you hit 300 right on the dot.
I thought you were going to take another at bat and take a chance.
No.
299
Lou wasn't going to let me. Yeah, but Lou, that was a great thing about Lou. Lou, great manager, but he was a hell of a player too.
Yeah,
very underrated player too. And he knew the value at that era. Hitting 300 was a big deal.
Yeah,
in the big leagues,
of course,
a big deal. So he wasn't going to let me. But I'm saying the power of the mind that. Man,
that whole offseason.
You train for 300, no, but you didn't train for 310. You didn't train for 310.
Hey, 300.
You hit for 300.
300 is a big deal now. Almost nobody does it.
It's.
How many guys are hitting 300?
I haven't looked, but it's
Four?
nowhere near what it should be.
I think it's about 3 or 4.
Nowhere near what it should be.
It's about three guys hitting 300 now.
It's a different mindset at the plate anymore. It's
But
almost
whatever,
strikeout or home run.
and you can talk about this too. And I know we're bouncing a lot of stuff. Yeah, maybe 300 doesn't. They don't value 300 as much, but when the playoffs comes, they value 300. They value the guy that makes contact. They value the guy that gets hits, and doesn't strike out, and that's winning time. So that's one thing that a lot of us are wrestling with. About 162 games doesn't count, but when it really in the playoffs is important. It's like bunting, same way with bunting. Right, in the regular season, you don't see too many people bunting, sack bunting, and everything. And then all of a sudden, you want them to do it in the playoffs when the whole spotlight is on you, and you haven't even done it once the whole year. And then they say, "Oh, they suck bunting." No kidding. They haven't practiced. They haven't done it the whole year.
We just had a big text message discussion the other night about sack bunting and how it relates to success. We're not going to go down the rabbit hole right now.
Because it drives me crazy that no one will lay down a bunt.
All right, so the Sacred Grounds podcast is brought to you by Smile Warehouse. Visit our friend Dr. Christopher Hayner in the Strip District in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, smile-warehouse.com. Thank you, Dr. Hayner, and the rest of the gang at Smile Warehouse. And things that made us smile. How about talking about the WBC and getting all this information? There's so many things that can make us smile.
It could be a separate show. It could be a 3-show series. But along that for Dr. Hayner, who's on 129 28th Street down in the Strip District, make sure you go see him. Dr. Hayner, the best dentist office in the city of Pittsburgh. What made me smile, which is what should have made everybody smile this week. And that's Josh Baez, 3 home runs.
Joshua Baez.
3.
How about that, by the way?
That?
3 homers in his first pitch of his career. Marte did that
First
back
3
in
at bats.
2012. First 3 at bats ago, homer, homer, homer. Holy hell.
So somebody texted me right away as soon as he did it. Said, about Joey. He was at Vanderbilt. He was going to go to Vanderbilt, by the way.
Joshua Baez was.
Yeah, he was. So somebody from...
You got to take that call. You can.
Yeah, they're right. He said, do you know he was going to go to Vanderbilt? I said, yeah, my great start, but he's downhill from down. Now, there's no downhill. His career is going downhill now.
Making out.
Yeah. He made it out the last, but he's going downhill after that. You don't hit 3 homers there. It's unbelievable. But I can't imagine how he felt, during the game, let alone after the game when all this, he was doing the press conference and being.
And now the Hall of Fame wants your cleats. People want the bats. They want the jersey.
Well, they should be.
I don't know what did he get to keep.
Bat
I
in the Hall
wonder.
of Fame. Absolutely.
By the way, talking about smiling, I don't know how much this makes you smile, Joey Cora. When you look back on this, you played with. Well, the teams he played on in Seattle, Joey made an all-star team while playing with A-Rod, Ken Griffey Jr., Edgar Martinez, Randy Johnson, Jay Buhner. And those are just the names I cherry-picked.
Yeah.
And these are the guys with those careers. Imagine you get to the guys with, guys that are 10-year veteran, 12-year veterans that aren't like household names like these guys. What the hell was that clubhouse like?
And Lou Pinella as a manager.
And Lou is your manager.
Yeah,
yep.
so...
And that team in 01, you were retired by then, they won 116 friggin' games.
Correct. No.
In 01. Jamie Moyer was on that team. We didn't talk about Jamie Moyer.
Jamie Moyer was in the 97 with us too, in Seattle.
Right.
North Charlton. He was
one of the nasty boys with the Reds.
God, yeah.
Nasty boys.
Chris Bossio too.
Bossio had a good career. Brewers.
Andy Bennis was there in 95 when we made that run we beat the Yankees, all that kind of stuff. I've been fortunate to play. When I play with great players. I mean, and you couldn't help but learn from that. When I first came in, when I started with the Padres, it was Tony Wynn, it was Gary Templeton, it was Craig Nettles, it was Terry Kennedy, Eric Shaw was pitching, Ed Whitson was pitching, Rich Gossage was relieving.
Hall of Famer, Goose Gossage, yeah.
Which when we play against each other later, I took him deep. And I say, oh, man, he's going to hit me next time. But he was at the very end of his career and only one of the few that I hit. So, but he it's amazing when you look back and you look at the players that you play against and play with, and we were sharing the clubhouse, and we were treating each other like normal, and maybe the people on the stand say, "Man, hey, that's a star. You play with this guy like you doing now. You play with what's this guy like?" Like everybody asks me, "How's Ken Griffey?" He's cool. He's a good guy. He talks like normal. He does everything like you and I we do. We go and we do groceries, all that kind of stuff. And he talks to you. He's a very lovable guy.
I wore this shirt for you. This
As a junior, I noticed. Yeah. But
for your former teammate,
it's great. And the different personality. Obviously, Junior was different from Edgar. Edgar was different from Randy, and Randy was different from Jay Buhner. And then you go back to the White Sox. Frank Thomas was different from Ozzie. Ozzie was different from Robby Ventura. Carlton Fisk was the commander. Yeah, I mean,
played with Carlton Fisk was 44 years old when Joey played with him.
I don't know how old Jamie Moore was.
I think he might have been 40s.
Yeah, oh yeah,
because he went to the Phillies after that, and
I think he started his career when he was 40. Yeah, basically,
the original Rich Hill.
He pitching he pitched until he was 49, maybe.
I think so. It was close to it. Yeah, his arm just
Julio Franco, and then you play with Julio Franco. George Bell, I played with George Bell, Julio Franco, Lance Johnson, Tim Raines.
Rock.
The Rock, and then on that note, Tim Raines, he was a hell of a player, and then before analytics, nobody noticed his career. All they saying, "Oh, he stole a lot of bases," and then all of a sudden analytics came and they said, "Man, Tim Raines, he's a hell of a player. You look at these numbers," and then he became a Hall of Fame at his last vote. Same way with Edgar. Edgar had a hell of a career. Then all of a sudden, the people started to notice, man, but this dude gets on base. Mm-hmm. He's a lot of doubles. And he's a lot of homers. He hit 300. He drives a lot of runs. Wow, wait a second. And then he got into the Hall of Fame.
That's unbelievable.
I feel like Julio Franco could have played till he was 50.
I think he played until he was 50. I think he's still taking BP. I saw him taking BP the other day for Atlanta, and they were doing like a home run derby for the legends, and he was there hitting homers.
We got so much more to cover in a short period of time, but you played with both Bo Jackson and Michael Jordan. Yeah. I want to talk about Michael. Now, when you and I spent time together when I was a TV announcer for the Pirates, we did a feature on this about you playing baseball with Michael Jordan during spring training. But I can't even imagine to tell this story ever in my life. You played pickup basketball with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, that story became about he was getting ready to play baseball that off season. I was in Chicago. Ozzie was there. We were rehabbing for injuries, and Michael was there getting ready to play baseball, getting his body ready to play baseball, taking BP in the cage because obviously Chicago in the winter it's cold, running, fielding, doing all stuff. We were doing it in a basketball court indoors, and we were going there every day to work out or for him to work out too, baseball stuff.
Imagine waking up, hey, what are you doing? I'm going to work out with Michael Jordan.
Yeah, so
Jordan today.
like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
All right.
We call him Mike. And then
around the clubhouse,
we were then the basketball, and there's a hoop, there's balls, and we always kind of teased him for about a week, saying, "Oh, let's play, man. Come on, bro, let's play." He didn't want to touch a basketball. He was into baseball. He wanted to forget about basketball for some reason, whatever. He wanted to be a baseball player. But finally, we kept bugging him the whole time.
You weren't talking shit to him, were you? Or you just wanted to play hoops with him?
Not even close. We kept bugging him. Like, let's play. Well, we'll beat you. We're gonna beat you, man. You ain't that good. You're not good anymore. That's why you retired.
And
that's why you retired.
And you were shit talking Michael Jordan.
We were. Oh, it was Ozzie and I.
Come on, bro.
We were. No doubt
you
about it.
Talking shit to Michael Jordan.
We were. No doubt.
A bunch of baseball players.
Two little dudes, by the way, because he's 6'6" or whatever.
I hope you played like 1-on-4.
Play 1-on-2, 1-on-1. It was Ozzie and I against him.
As soon as if I were you, the first basket I made, I would just keep the basketball forever. I just scored on Jordan.
We made one. And then he finally said, he kind of got tired. He said, man, I got to show these motherfuckers out. I mean, yeah, come on, man. So we finally got a ball and we started playing. He started playing. Okay, you got a ball. We play.
Did he let you make a few buckets?
No, not a few. We made one. One bucket.
I love that.
It was one.
Do you remember what you played? What'd you play to 11?
We played to 11. He won. He won.
Obviously.
And then he was doing all kinds of stuff, and he was doing some dirty stuff that I guess they do in the NBA, stepping on your toes, all that kind of stuff. The first time he did that, I said, "Hey man, what's up?" I said, "Hey bro, you wanted to play? Let's go." I said, "Oh shit, what the fuck are I doing?" And then we were playing.
You know what? When you're competitive, you're competitive.
No. He took it serious. No. He said, "Well, I'm going. So you guys won't even ask me or talk or even think about playing me again." That's pretty much what he wanted to do, and he did. He said, "About at the end of the day, we were the ones that played against Michael, and for that's forever. He's gonna remember. He remembers that game."
How competitive was he at baseball?
No, big time. No, he wanted to be a baseball player.
Could he have made the big leagues? He's tall. It's hard to get everything in sync, right?
I tell you what, if he would have, I mean, what he did, I mean, everybody can say, you can say whatever you want about him in baseball and his numbers or whatever. Last time he played baseball was when he was 12 years old, when he was a little league.
Of course, yeah.
12 years old. And he started to play baseball again when he was 30,
late 20s, early.
No. He was over 30. He was like
mid 90s, 94, 5, something.
It's definitely 30s, right? And 12 years old to double-A baseball.
He was 94. He was 94. 94.
That
was the year he played.
Yeah, they won 91, 92, 93. They won 94, 90, they won 96, 7, and 8. So yeah.
So he started to play baseball when in 94. So from little leagues, he didn't play. He didn't touch. I mean, he maybe played softball games already. He played at 94. Double-A baseball. Not only baseball. Double-A baseball against kids, half each age or whatever, young that have been playing forever. Yeah. And he held his own. You know, they said, well, he was playing every day. He was okay. Then he went to the fall league too after that. And he held his own. I mean, come on.
So if he could have dedicated all his energy, effort, and time into baseball, he probably would have. I don't think there's any doubt he would have made the
Or
big
if
leagues.
he maybe did it 10 years earlier.
Yeah, if he made it his craft, I mean, I think his career choice, he made the right career choice. Jordan Brand did okay.
Well, I think he would have put as much time as he did playing basketball. He would have made the big leagues without question.
There's with his skill set.
He was so fast. He was fast, man. He was so fast.
What is it like trying to guard him on a basketball court at your height?
Well, you feel helpless. You know, I know. What are you gonna do?
You can't. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, nothing you can do.
Pray.
You try to elbow in him or whatever and do whatever, and then he gets more pissed off, and then he started dunk, and then I said, oh boy,
Did he dunk on you?
No, he dunked
to end
the game. Yeah, to end the game. Like,
did he dunk over you? Did he go through
both
you?
of us. Yeah, well, both of us, yes. To end the game.
As he's running towards you, what are you thinking?
We're fucked.
You're getting dunked on by Michael fucking Jordan.
Because he goes like this. You know, you see the ball, but then you see the tongue. Okay? I say, oh, shit. Big
You're a little 5'8" dude from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, okay. It's time to go. And then we all three retire from basketball.
Imagine talking shit to Michael Jordan in a batting cage that's inside a basketball court. Be like, hey, man, let's pick up a basketball, play some hoops. And he just throws down on you.
He's ready to play. Let's play. Okay, yes, he said finally. He got tired of us and I talking shit to him about basketball. And he said, okay, let's go.
That's unbelievable. That's got to be one of your greatest life memories in sports. I'm not talking about being a father or husband. I'm just talking about in your career to do that.
Without question.
That's got to be top 5, right?
Without question. I mean, it's Michael Jordan, man. You know, playing baseball with him, okay, it was great. Definitely. And he was a lot of stories about him playing baseball in spring training.
Yeah.
And the way he treated us. But actually playing basketball against him, Man, brother. He was something that you never, ever, ever in your life will forget. Ever, ever.
That's amazing.
He was he was pretty decent.
Very
Still,
rarely.
he was pretty decent then.
He won 3 more NBA
After
titles.
that,
Oh, man. All right. I have a topic that I have to cover. I'm going to be a little selfish on this. So we have a good friend, Andy Baker. Andy, you better be paying attention to this. He loves to bitch about third base coaches all the time. To me, I always think, Joey, third base coaches have the toughest job because if you send a runner and they're out, you look like a jackass. If you send him in score, well, you should have sent him anyways.
Mhm.
He always says, that's a bad send. He wants every third base coach fired. He's a buddy of ours. He's a Pittsburgh policeman, a great guy, wonderful friend. How hard is it being a third base coach? And one thing about you, I watched you during BP. You read balls during batting practice. I've never seen another third base coach do what you do. So when you're sitting, you're watching line drives come off the bat and you're getting a look at where they're landing, where the ball's going. You put a lot of work into your craft as a third base coach. How tough is it? And what is it like having to make a decision like this? You're in a close game and you're either going to win the game or lose the game by sending a runner.
well, the thing about that, the practice during BP, that Jeff Cox, he was a coach here with the Pirates at one time too. He was the one that taught me that. And I always appreciate the fact that he did because he was doing it. And I said, man, at the beginning, kind of weird. And I said, and then it makes sense to me. I said, well, it makes sense. I mean, you work on your craft. I mean, you're going to coach third base. Might as well take BP like players take BP and they practice. So I practice too. That's the way practice.
I think
perfect.
fans are generally unfair, anyways. If we would always say, whatever happened, if you send a guy home and he's out, should have held him. If you held him, should have sent him. So
at the beginning,
I think we're generally.
Yeah, I think at the beginning of your career as a
unfair.
coach, at the third base coach at the beginning of your career, you kind of sure you worry about that stuff. But then after that, you said, I'm making right decisions. I prepare because he's not only doing BP, but before that, obviously you study the arms of the other players or whatever it is, your own players, how fast they are, all that.
Do you
kind of
study
stuff.
the outfield, the
100%.
opposing outfielders' tendencies and positioning?
100%, yeah, 100%. Good, the good ones do. The other ones but the good ones do. And then when you make a decision, you need to get be aware of the score, how many outs, who's running, who's hitting next, and not only who's on deck, but who's the guy after on deck. Because sometimes the guy on deck is, I want to say, let's get an example in the World Series. Great World Series, by the way, Toronto against Dodgers.
I love that World Series.
That was unbelievable. And there's a lot of decisions there that, especially Fabulous, made.
We talked about this with IKF
So, exactly.
and the leadoff third base.
Correct. But before that, they were playing they were at the Dodgers, and he sent a runner home. And the guy got thrown out with 2 outs, which you should send everybody with 2 outs. I mean, every number, every analytics, everything says that with 2 outs, you send the guy. If he's out, he's out. If he's safe, because what are the chances how many times you get 3 hits in a row?
Yeah.
Not too many, especially nowadays.
And a guy makes a bad throw, you never know. A
And
throw could be
so-
a foot off line.
So Carlos Febres, he sent a runner. I don't remember the runner, but he was out of the play. His ball was hit down the right field line. He kind of rolled, and the guy, he got it. He threw to the second baseman. The second baseman threw the home play. It was a great throw, great relay. He was out. A home play, 2 outs, in and over. And the first thing that Jones Smokes, I remember, saying that, well, I don't know about that send because Vlad Guerrero was hitting. He was coming up next, and he was hot.
Yeah.
And those playoffs, he was amazing. But no, he wasn't going to hit. He wasn't going to hit. You think they were going to pitch to him with man on third and less than 2 outs? No chance he was going to hit. He was going to go first.
So you have your.
So
mind.
that was BS. That was BS. Vlad Guerrero is going to hit next. Why you send him there? Vlad Guerrero is not going to hit next. He's going to be the guy behind him. I don't know who it was.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Vlad Guerrero.
Yeah.
So you take that into consideration when you're coaching third base, and when you're coaching third base before in the National League when the pitcher was hitting, you take that into consideration too.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop a runner because and the guy got a hit, and then the pitcher is going to hit.
Yeah, it's
Come
guaranteed
on,
out.
man.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you might as well send it. Maybe the ball bounces. And at that time, there was no replay. Maybe the umpire fucks it up.
Yeah.
And he goes unsafe.
Yeah.
Joey,
You
do
know-
you have an opinion? Do you have an opinion on IKF's lead in that World Series from third base?
I thought they did the right thing. Yeah, I thought exactly. I would have done it too. And people can debate me on this, but if the guy hit the ball not to the third base and line drive to the third baseman, a line drive to the first baseman, second baseman, or shortstop, and he takes a big leak there, and he gets double up. That's
You don't even have a chance.
and that
and
You don't even have a chance to score at that point.
Your first reaction as a runner, as soon as the ball is hit, is going. First step is going to home plate, and that's all it took because they were playing in. You hit a line right to the second baseman get it, throw third base, double up, getting over. World Series over. No, sometimes yeah, sure. He could have taken maybe a little bit more.
Mhm.
But I mean, we got to be honest here. You didn't know. Everybody's making their assumptions because what happened after. Easy to make
Yeah.
decisions after.
Yeah.
Easy. Oh, I should have taken 5 more inches. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
There's always another side to these baseball debates, and I don't think people see one side, and it's hard to present the other like you just did for people because of the result.
And then right because you have guys like
Just
me
because he was out.
you have guys like me where I'll look at it and I'll go, he's 2 feet off of third base. If he was 5 feet, this game,
Yeah, I
this
mean,
World Series is over.
and they hit a ball like those land drive that the pitcher throws, a land drive right to the pitcher. Those are boom, boom. You're out of third base, and then you're gonna get on that, and then you're gonna say, "Hey, you shouldn't be taking that much lead." But you know what? Hey, man, what you're hoping for is you got the bases loaded, infielding's in, and then you counting on your hitter to get the job done.
We're 51 minutes into this, and it feels like we were here for 5 minutes.
We could.
But the one thing I want to ask you about is the Cora Foundation. You and your wife, Kyria, it's very personal to you, and the Cora Foundation has been created to help prevent bullying. We saw examples a couple of years ago in Indianapolis. A young child committed suicide. I want to say 10 years old.
10 years old and just in
And
yeah,
McKeesport, Pennsylvania, recently, 12 years old, took
12 years
took
old.
their own life.
That's right.
And your foundation works on bullying, obviously, so tragedies like that don't happen. It's very personal to you. Why did you create the Cora Foundation, you and your wife?
It was very personal. It happened to us, and we saw the effects of that, and you don't want that to happen to anybody. And it can be prevented if you have the information and you know what it's all about. You can help. You can prevent it. You can eradicate that from schools.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys that are doing the bullying, they weren't born bullies. They were taught at home, which is it's unbelievable. That's one thing that you don't want to do as a parent. That's your responsibility to say no. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that to another kid. And if we start to be to see the red flags, to be aware, to be educated about that, we're going to prevent it. And the thing that's happening now is not only it's happening in schools, now you got the phones. So it's 24/7, social media, AI now, big time. And it's getting worse and worse somehow. And the thing is, before it was maybe, okay, you take the guy to school and then, whatever, and maybe he gets hurt. But now the kids are getting taking their own lives because it's that happening.
Yeah.
9, 10 years old kids, they started to live, and you don't want that to happen. I mean, come on, for things that could be prevented. If you really see the red flags, and that's what we do. We teach parents, teachers, schools. We go to school and talk to them and try to help them to see the red flags and what they can do to prevent it. And once it happens, if it's happening, what you can do to stop it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do with our foundation. And recently, yesterday, we were in Syracuse, New York, talking to a group of parents and kids. We were there for 2 days. It was great. And sometimes parents don't know it's happening.
Yeah.
because they know the red flags. They see it, and now they see it, but then they're not watching. So they don't know. But once you pretend, hey, this is happening, this bullying going on, they say, oh, really? Oh, wow, wait a second. I got to stop it. Yeah, you do, because it could be life and death for kids. Kids 9, 10, 11 years old shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, and people might think, oh, this is a PSA. Really, it's not, because it happens, it could happen at the big league level, could happen at the minor league level, happens to adults too. And I think it's really nice what you're doing. That's a way to use your platform, Joey. You tell so many of these great stories, and people in baseball know Joey Cora. People know your history as a coach, as a player, and all. Everybody in the game of baseball, you have friends on all 30 teams in Major League Baseball, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So, and that's why it's cool to mention a guy like you who has had the career that you've had, and to now use this as a platform.
Well, I
help kids.
I got to give a lot of credit to my wife.
Yeah,
Kyria,
you're amazing.
Yeah.
Kyria Cart. Where's Kyria Cart? Kyria.
Yeah, right there. Right?
You're unbelievable.
Yeah,
We're
right.
talking to you, Kyria. You're amazing.
She's taking over this, and she's the director of the foundation, and she's really studied, educated herself, and helping people. She wants to help people don't go through what we went through.
Yeah. Next time we come back, we didn't even talk about like your brother, Alex, World Series winner, overcoming, what he's overcome in his career, and, all this stuff. Just there's so many life lessons around baseball, and that's what I try to explain to people sometimes. Like, it happened to me personally when I got fired from my job at the end of the 2023 season. You get your ass kicked. Like, are you going to pick yourself up, or are you going to sit there and mope? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like you're doing something in terms of other stuff that's difficult,
That's
seeing kids get bullied.
that's all the stuff that when you're in the game, and I'm working for so many years doing the same thing every year, there's so much more that you don't realize, because you're really right there every day, sleeping, waking up, thinking about what you're going to do, coaching third base or whatever it is, and winning a game or whatever. And then you forget that there's so much more in life that the game.
And this could, after everything you've done in your career, this could end up being the coolest thing you've ever done. Saving lives.
Oh, I tell you what, that's this weekend when we went there, and you see their parents, and we did the conference and the presentation, and when they come up to you after that, they said, "Oh, thank you," and so it's almost like just probably more satisfying than when the fans say, "Oh, thank you for winning the game. Oh, great job. You help." These guys are my kid is going through it. Thank you. Yeah. Now I know what to do. I got the tools to help my kid to overcome this kind of stuff, and you don't realize that when you're in the game. Yeah. And then now I say, wait a second, that's more to life. There's more. I got a wife. I got kids. You can talk about something else. It's not about who won the game, or how many runs you score, or how many runs you prevented to score. It's more to life, and that's one thing that you learn once they kind of get you out of the game. Okay, maybe they're trying to help you. There's a reason why. Sometimes there's a reason why that happens. Yep. It's for you to realize. And then when you come back, because there's a pretty good chance that you come back to the game, you say, okay, this is the way I'm going to do it now. I'm sure this is part of it. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to do my thing. But I know there's more to the game. And that's going to help me in my life. And it's going to help me in the game. I'm going to be relaxed. So I send a runner, they get thrown out, and people get on my ass. So, okay, man. Yeah. After the game, I got other stuff to do. Maybe talk to a kid and help him. Go get through bullying. Yep. And that's more important than that
losing
thing.
A baseball game.
Exactly. So
I would like to congratulate you. You're the first person to appear on the Sacred Grounds podcast that has been dunked on by Michael Jordan.
100%. Yeah, we can talk about that spring training. It was special. It was special because not only it was the basketball thing. The guy played ping pong, and he was pretty good ping pong player.
Oh, I could.
We went at it, and that one because we went at it, and I won, he won.
You held your own.
On that one, yeah. And the other, we have a player, Kirk McCaskill. He was pitcher.
Yeah, I remember Kirk McCaskill.
He was on real ping pong player, and when we played Mike, he was unbelievable. Match.
Did Kirk beat Michael?
And they beat each other. He was great.
Michael Jordan was a great ping pong player.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Michael Jordan is a great athlete. He's a great
I
athlete.
wouldn't challenge Michael Jordan to a game at Tiddlywinks.
Anything.
I wouldn't challenge him. I wouldn't challenge him
He was so
anything.
competitive. He was so competitive in anything. I mean, Michael, and he's a special person. He's a great dude. I mean, you can talk to him, and he likes sports. You know, like you can talk about any sports, and he knows whatever, and he talks to you like, you know, like we're talking. You and I, we're talking.
Yeah.
Also, he say, man, I'm talking to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And I'm getting on him. You know, making jokes, and you know. It was amazing. That spring training, you'll never
All
forget.
right, one more time before we go. As he's bearing down on you, and you're down 10-1, and he's coming at you to end of the game, what happens?
He goes, his signature thing, you know, the Nike,
And
the logo, right?
And what are you thinking?
And then he goes,
and what are you thinking?
I say, oh my fuck.
Can we just put that on loop, please?
Yeah.
How are we at? Where are we at on time?
We're way over.
Are we way over? Okay. I was gonna get one more story out of him.
What do you got? Go ahead.
What I have is
It better be good.
It is
or
good.
I'm punching
Remember,
you in the face.
not only I play, you know, with Michael Jordan basketball, I played with Bo Jackson.
We didn't even talk about Bo.
I played with Bo when he was coming back from injury. I mean, but of course.
Talk about one of the greatest athletes in the world. If his hip was healthy.
He probably was the greatest athlete.
I think he's the
before he got hurt.
That's what I'm saying. If his hip did not give.
Oh my gosh.
And his hip only gave because he was so strong when he got tackled.
Right.
He pulled it out of his own self.
Right.
It wasn't pulled
Bo-
out. He pulled it out.
We don't like.
And then he was playing, but he was playing baseball on one leg, basically. He was playing baseball with one leg when I played
Think
with
of how great an athlete you have to be Bo Jackson.
Ronald Reagan called a home run that he hit in the All-Star game.
Have you opened the book Sacred Grounds? You'll hear Dan Plesac talk about that. Anaheim Stadium.
There we go.
Angel Stadium.
There we go.
So here's what I want to
Vince
say.
Scully and Ronald Reagan in the booth when Bo Jackson hit that homer.
And then Bo Jackson happens to hit a home run when the President of the United States is there.
No, but Bo Jackson, before he got hurt, he's the one that
Did you play against him in Kansas City?
I play against him. And then he would when he was at first base and you would play second base. And they hit a ground ball to the shortstop or the third baseman. And that ball was coming, you could hear him coming. I mean, he had bad intentions because he was a football player. And then he was a football. So he was, on those days, you could run over the second baseman and,
oh, yeah.
you
Free
it
freight
didn't matter.
train him. Nobody says.
Now they touch you a little bit, it's a double play.
Yeah.
Those days, it don't matter. They were, I mean, you can hear the steps.
But he had that arm, too. Was it Harold Reynolds that he threw out the
Yeah,
plate?
but he was so fast. He was so fast. He was the fastest guy. He had the most power, the best arm, and he was the fastest guy in baseball. But he was running like in football. He was running straight. He didn't want to take the banana lips. No. He was straight to second and then took the turn like a dime boom to third. He was, but one thing, when he was at first base and they hit that ground ball to the shortstop or the third baseman, and you trying to turn a double play, you better get the fuck out of the way. Because, man, the guy was coming. No, he had bad intentions. I mean, bad intentions.
Oh, my God.
You know, that he wanted to, basically, like if
He wanted to freight
he
train.
thought I was trying to tackle him or something. And he was going to take me, you know, but not only me, Eddie, second baseman, obviously. And that was scary. I mean, you play big league baseball and you're not scared. I mean, you're hitting hard ground balls and somebody hit the ball hard or whatever.
Right.
But when that guy was at first, you were aware. You said, man, I hope they hit a fly ball. Or I hope he hits a ground ball to me and I give it to the shortstop and you deal with that. Yeah. You know,
But 6'4", 3'4", 6'3".
But that guy, because he was so fast, man. He was so fast, so strong that it was on. You don't see that anymore. You just don't.
Oh my!
I mean, maybe Ohtani now. He's fast and he's you know, he's homers and stuff.
That's one of
Bo was different. Man. He played football.
Right.
Man, come on.
I'm going to do a chapter in one of my next books from a collection of pitchers who had to face Ohtani, and then a collection of hitters who had to face Ohtani. That'd be good just to hear from them. What's it like facing this guy? Similar deal, like going.
I think
against
that one
Bo
that
Jackson.
maybe you want to do is the pitchers to face Bo and linebackers to face Bo too. Well, you can ask Bo, what's his name? Bosworth.
Oh, Brian Bosworth. Yeah,
you
the
can
boss.
you can ask him.
Oh,
Carried his ass.
But say
Ran
when
past
you
him all the way up the
remember that
tunnel in
one?
Seattle.
That he took him. Like,
no, that was on,
and he destroyed
on,
him.
on the goal line.
Yeah.
Oh, when he drug him in.
Bosworth,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Bosworth tried
saying.
to stand him up, and he
No
he
chance.
ran his
Yeah,
ass
yeah.
right
Yeah,
over.
exactly.
In fact, you could make an argument that ruined Bosworth's career. That singular play.
Well, his reputation for sure.
yeah, his reputation.
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
That's
For
unbelievable.
when you see that play, the way he did that to Bosworth, that's what he was trying to do to the second baseman when he was coming, and full speed too, with cleats, and then he was
That's
coming.
unbelievable.
He was coming.
This is dude.
Sorry, man.
We could.
I'm going to do one fast, and we could use this. We could not use this, but I just want to make a fast thing. Just see what you say to this. Now, we talked about Joey Cora. He hit 300 in Seattle, 1997 All-Star game, 2005 third base coach, World Series champion. But one of his coaches, I believe, was in the World Baseball Classic, Sandy Alomar Jr., who you were standing next to as a young 21-year-old playing for the Beaumont Golden Gators,
Bowman Golden Garden,
which
yeah,
almost, and an incident happened that day that almost made none of this that we
Correct.
just talked about happen.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, yeah.
Sandy. I know Sandy. When we grew up in Puerto Rico and we played,
yeah, you've known Sandy
yeah,
forever.
for long. We're best friends. Sandy and I, man, and it was a dream for us to come through that we got to coach together in the WBC. So that was great.
This is a crazy one. So go. Oh,
Well, on this one, we're playing AA. It's gonna take a little bit, so I might have to take it to another show or whatever. So we're playing AA. We're in San Antonio, Texas. On Sunday night, we're playing AA, and we're doing good, whatever. We prospect San Diego Padres. We finish the game. And you're in AA, you shower, you do your thing, you go to the bus, and then you go to the hotel, and we were roommates at that time and everything. So we finished the game, and we outside waiting for the bus to open, our bus to open. It just happened that some guys there, gang members there in San Antonio, they got into our bus, inside the bus, and we were outside, but they got they were going to do stuff. And little Joey, 5'7", 150, you start screaming, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing? What doing? And they all came out. Those guys, they were like, at that time, there were like 10 of them. And it was me, Sandy, and a few our players, the other players. So I'm screaming and yelling, get the fuck out of the bus or whatever, being a tough guy, whatever. So they did. They came out of the bus. And then the guy was pretty much my height. He was the leader of the gang. He said, "What were you saying?" I said, "Get the fuck out of the bus, because what the hell, what the hell are you doing inside the bus?" And then all of a sudden, the rest of the guys, they did a circle around us, both of us. So it was me, him, their guys around us, and then our players behind them. I'm looking, I said, "Oh, okay, we're gonna have to go out of here, bro." So we started going at it. Boom, boom, wrestling, all of a sudden. Then all of a sudden, I thought he punched me in the gut, more like that. And then they start running, they start running. I said, I'm screaming, what the fuck are you fucking whatever, And there comes one of our players. He said, "Hey, Joey, you're bleeding. Bleeding? What? Yeah, you're bleeding your stomach." And then I look, I said, "Oh, whoa." Okay, I still didn't think much of it, because the pain wasn't, it was like they hit you in the gut. And then there comes our trainer, and then he noticed, "Oh, this is stab wound, bro. You've been stabbed." I said, "Oh, shit." And then I started to lose conscious, because of the blood I was losing. So they took me to the hospital, all that stuff. They had surgery, and they sewed me up.
How long were you out?
And I was out from playing. I was out, I want to say, about a month, maybe a little bit more than that. I spent a few days there in San Antonio. Then I went to Beaumont, Texas, for a little bit, and then they sent me home to Puerto Rico because I lost so much. They thought, there's nothing you can do. You don't rehab from the stab wound. You go home because I lost so much weight They said, well, the best thing that you can do is go home, tell your mom, your grandma, all that stuff to feed you, trying to gain some weight. And that's what I did. I spent home, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks in their home. And then I came back. I started to rehab, and I started to get in shape again. I played, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 weeks at the end of the season. But that's talking about things that you don't never forget, that you never forget.
Oh, yeah.
Never forget. I still got this, obviously, the scar to show them. People don't believe it. And I say, that little dude, bro. And when they said, somebody got stabbed, I said, well, I got stabbed. I know what he's talking about. I know the feeling. Why you? They said, well, there it is. Boom. And I said, what, Joe? What the hell? I said, well, what's I always tell people, well, I had a difference of opinion with somebody, and obviously he won. And when I have a difference of opinion with somebody nowadays, and even if, whether you win that argument, you lose, or you get fired, you don't get fired. I mean, come on, bro. One day I had a difference of opinion. I almost died. I was gone.
Sure.
That's crazy.
So now, big deal. You learn and move on.
Talk about an episode, man. Holy hell.
This was great.
All-Star, World Series champion, WBC, got stabbed and got dunked on by Michael Jordan.
And that got dunked.
We could clearly go another hour if we wanted to.
We could take up the whole studio
Joey,
time. Mark Coddington on the other end.
No, and I enjoyed it. I have fun,
This is
good.
great.
You see, it goes again to, hey, if I was working, this wouldn't happen. It goes back to there's a reason why some stuff happens. And this is a good reason.
That's crazy. Paulie, take us out, brother.
We're going to take it out. So for episode 15, my good friend Robby Smikowski and the great Joey Cora. We have Mark Coddington on the Wheels of Steel here. And for Brian Hess and all the people at One Team Media, we'll see you next week.